Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another CFB 25 game, where today I decided to take on the challenge of playing with the worst team in the game against the best team in the game. The best team being the #1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs, a 95 overall squad. The worst college, the worst school, the UL Monroe Warhawks, being led by General Booty. This is not a creative player. You can't even make creative players. So the dude's last name is Booty for real, and not only that, his first name is General, but the General is leading the troops downfield to try to pull off an upset in Georgia as we throw a little swing pass that will go for the go-ahead touchdown. So we're playing against the CPU, but not on the highest difficulty, not on this game. This was my first attempt at this challenge, and I did it on a live stream last night on my channel. You guys can watch that VOD if you want. This first attempt at the challenge we did on the All-American difficulty, which is the second highest difficulty behind Heisman. I figured on Heisman, we'll surely get our butts kicked, because we are such a disadvantaged team-wise. So I was like, you know, let's just warm up to this All-American. Let's see if it's possible, even on a lower difficulty, which it was. We ended up squeaking out a win. It wasn't easy. I missed a couple of field goals. The field goal kicking was damn near impossible, but we got the win, even while I made a lot of mistakes. So I'm not going to show you guys too much of that game. We're going to jump straight into the Heisman matchup on the road against the Georgia Bulldogs with the UL Monroe Warhawks. And I want to show you guys just how much of a disadvantage we are working on. So I'm going to scroll through the UL Monroe depth chart really quick, and you guys can see the dude's name is General Booty. I swear I'm not making it up. And then we'll go through Georgia's depth chart just so you can see the overall comparison. And then you keep in mind we're going up to Heisman, which is going to be a whole nother level. You know, the CPU on the highest difficulty on all Madden or Heisman, they will do some sketchy tactics to keep themselves in the game. And you know, this should be a legitimate challenge, and we'll see, you know, just how bad it is. But I mean, the Monroe Warhawks, they were kind of doing their thing, and I did get familiar with them the first time. So yeah, I did live stream this last night. You guys can watch the VOD. Shout out to everybody that came through. We had a lot of fun, and I'm probably gonna try to do more live streams. You know, it's not gonna be an everyday thing. I don't really have a schedule planned out for it, but I would like to live stream again tonight. So, you know, you guys can look out for that. Maybe sometime around like 8 or 9 Eastern time tonight, we'll hit up another live stream as we are officially underway to get this challenge going on the Heisman difficulty. Let's just see how bad this gets. I'm not expecting to win the game, especially not on the first try, but on the first play of offense. What are you doing, Carson Beck? Do not put your hands in the cookie jar. Immediate scoring opportunity for the Warhawks as we drift to the right side. General Booty on the run. He's got a gun. Oh, that's on time, on target. Here's the screen for the touchdown. The bubble from the Booty. And now we're hitting the squabble in Georgia's end zone. That was an electric start, and that's just what we needed to try to pull off the upset. We don't want Georgia to get cooking offensively. If I could steal a drive from them, right, a quick turnover, get a short field, because we're not going to be able to get explosive plays. Easy, big yardage gains are just not going to be in our playbook. Georgia's defense is so much better than us, so we have to play smart throughout this game. And defensively, it's going to be, you know, that same mentality. We're probably not going to play man coverage at all, because we just cannot match up man coverage with anybody on this team as we pick off Carson Beck again. He just tried to throw into double coverage in the end zone. Hey, man, if this is what the Heisman Carson Beck is like, we might actually have a chance at winning this on the first try. And yes, this was my first attempt at doing it, and for now it's going well. But as you guys see, on third down, we're on the road. The stadium pulse is going crazy. I'm trying to call hot routes. I'm trying to do audibles. It's all failing. I don't know if play is being called at the line of scrimmage, because I don't know how many of my audibles and how many of my hot routes are going through. So now 3rd down and 1 becomes 4th down and 4, going for it, and the Booty squeezes it into the running back for the first down. We make the possession catch before we probably get hit out of making that catch. That was sketchy, but we keep the drive alive, and you'll see on offense, we're going to be running what I'm going to call a bubblegum offense, all right? Like I said, we're not taking any shots downfield because they're simply not going to be there. And General Booty's arm strength is just not going to be able to fit passes into tight windows, so we're not going to even bother trying. And even if we do, those receivers probably not going to catch it. So We just have to, you know, throw a lot of screen passes, a lot of RPO bubbles. Running the ball probably won't materialize with our offensive line against the Georgia Bulldogs front seven, right? So, you know, we'll run it when we can, but probably not too often. And when we pass the ball, it's going to be mesh concepts, right? Double drag, stuff like that. Wide shallow. Those kind of easy concepts. And maybe even like a screen pass or two is... Let's see if Carson Beck can get his head out of his own booty right now and score a touchdown for these Bulldogs, because they're kind of getting embarrassed. We had to punt the ball after that third down. You know, we went for a fourth down earlier, but I didn't feel too confident about that one. And look, our defense is playing all right. Though, as I say that, we're getting carved up 6 ways to Sunday. We do make a nice stand on second down, shooting the gap. Huge third down. Carson Beck, drop back, looking, end zone, and a hat trick of interceptions in the first half. On the return, hitting the spin. I felt like a return touchdown might have been our golden ticket. Instead, we're going to take a sack here. And now at this point, we're kind of managing the clock to make sure we don't get in trouble going into the halftime locker room and give Georgia a short field to work with. Third down 14, gotta be careful. General Booty, oh my goodness. Once again, on time, on target from the Booty. I am very impressed with what our, 73 overall quarterback is doing right now. I don't even remember what he was, but it certainly wasn't good. And especially against the CPU on the highest difficulty, usually, you know, I don't play too much college football, but when you play like all Madden CPU, you miss open passes a lot. And even with a good quarterback, let alone General freaking Booty with a cold ring on him, right? But so far, so good. I don't want to jinx anything. It is third down and 16, and I can't even get a drag off. I just wanted to get that drag off so, you know, we can keep it in bounds and force Georgia to use a timeout and maybe get some yak yardage. Instead, we let Georgia keep 2 timeouts, 18 seconds to go. They could steal a field goal before the end of the first half. This is what we wanted to avoid, but it does not matter because Carson Beck might be legally blind. I swear this is on HEISMAN difficulty, guys, but Carson Beck is throwing the game right now, and even though we're not exactly playing the best form of offense, it's our defense, which is surprising that is keeping us in the game. It felt like offensively we would have to keep up with Georgia being able to easily score points as we bomb it downfield. Last play of the half. Oh my goodness! A touchdown! Hail Mary! Full of grace! The Wile E. Coyote delivers! Wow! UL Monroe is upset-minded, and Georgia is flat out upset right now. Oh, wow! On the last play, you chuck it up because there's no other play in the playbook. Wiley somehow not only makes the catch, but gets the touchdown. It looked like we were going to be tackled about a yard or two short, which would have been ho-hum, right? We could have not really expected anything more on the play, as Wiley is off to the races again. The Coyote is putting the team on his back. Man. Yeah, we got a really blessed animation. One of those Georgia defenders pushed us into the end zone. And, you know, multiple blessed animations on one play is the kind of stuff I expected to happen for Georgia, not for us, right? And I promise, like, no sliders are touched or anything. Like, it didn't feel like we were playing against HEISMAN computer because, I mean, we're on the verge of getting a 3-possession lead. And at this point, you know, I'm definitely going to try to chew clock. So, you know, I'm not really even trying to score on first or even second down. If the QB sneak works, it works, but clearly it doesn't. So third down, we will try to cook something up in the flats. You have to adjust to make that catch, and we couldn't get the rack into the end zone. And yeah, no thanks. Even a chip shot, I'm not really trying to do this right now. I actually feel like I have a better shot of converting on fourth down on offense than kicking that field goal. This is how we're gonna try to get our 3-possession lead. Swing pass, it's a screen, it's a touchdown. The Booty has done it again, and we are now up 20-0 on the Bulldogs on the road with the worst team in the entire game. There's no hidden gems. I would say the one great player on this UL Monroe team is our left guard. I think he's by far the best player on this team. He's like an 85 overall or something like that. But besides that, like, I don't think there's anybody else over 80 overall. And you guys see, I even checked. I was like, did I put this on HEISMAN while I was playing the game? I couldn't even find where it was at first, but it was on HEISMAN. Like I said, this was live stream. There are people there to see this, even though it looks like, you know, it shouldn't be happening. Though it does make you question, like, is this too easy, right? Is this too easy to be dominating the Georgia Bulldogs with the UL Monroe Warhawks? maybe this is something that needs to be tuned, because I honestly am a little disappointed. I was hoping for more of a challenge. I was hoping this would take multiple attempts to even come close to keeping it like a one-possession game. And instead, we're just dominating. So I put this on 4-minute quarters. I didn't want the game to be too short. I also didn't want the game to be too long. I don't know if making the quarters longer would help. I think it would actually help us, because that would probably help us score more points, if anything. I don't know. But third down in forever, and we're going to scramble, take a shot there with Booty, and not kick a field goal. I don't know if our kicker is capable of making a 52-yarder, first of all. I'm pretty sure I'm not capable of timing that kicking meter, all right? Like, we just got this game. I still am trying to familiarize myself with how to time kicks. It looks really damn difficult, and you know, we're just going to punt the ball. We're up 21-0. The last thing I want to do is miss a field goal and put them at midfield, and that's just what we have to do, right? We're playing smart, and, you know, that is, you know, maybe if I just mixed up my play calls, right? I'm trying to really strategize on how to, you know, defeat the #1 team in the nation by playing bubblegum offense and defense. We're not exactly doing a lot on defense, right? Once I found the play that I felt all right with, we're just dropping most of our guys into coverage and letting Carson Beck make all the mistakes. You know, the CPU is just not playing that smart right now, but we'll see if, you know, this gets tuned a little bit perhaps, because like I said, man, you know, this shouldn't really be possible for us to be up 21-0 as we get the onside kick here. But hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's not over until the fat lady sings, as we have fumbled the ball. And there goes Trevor Etienne. Open space. The Heisman CPU has awoken. But is it too late? Maybe. Maybe, as Beck is intercepted again. I mean, yikes. If Carson Beck wasn't throwing so many interceptions, you know, it would definitely be more of a game, because you think of all the turnovers Carson Beck has thrown in scoring range, you get at least a field goal on these drives. You know, those threes add up, man. Steph Curry will tell you, threes add up, but instead, we end up winning by 14 points. So what we're going to do to try to make this a little bit more challenging is we're going to make it a rain game in Georgia with the Warhawks against the Bulldogs. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. And, you know, just for science, to see if we just got really lucky and Carson Beck was just, you know, had his head turned backward, what the deal is. But, I mean, General Booty looked like the real quarterback that should be leading the #1 team in the nation. This is our guy that we followed, the General, man. The General leads the troops, and the General, he cooked. He straight up cooked. 18 for 20. Like I said, you know, it didn't feel like we were playing with a low overall quarterback, and maybe that's just something where it feels like the overalls don't matter as much in this game. Now, they certainly, I feel like, would matter more if we go online with UL Monroe and we play Georgia, because, you know, the CPU was not taking advantage of the defense I was running, right? We were running that mug defense. You just got to hit the seams up the middle when I have those linebackers mugged up at the line of scrimmage, right? Easy shot. You just got to run the ball on that defense, or just on this defense in general. We are the Warhawks against the Bulldogs offensive line, and the CPU just, you know, couldn't figure that out. And they can't even run the ball right now. I say that, but they're still struggling to run it. Carson Beck on third down, nothing open. He's dancing in the pocket and nearly throws another interception. So yeah, this is our rain attempt, and it was going to be our last shot at it. I told everybody in the live stream, I was like, look, if we win this game, it's cool, as we hit the spin move, spinning and winning, gone by the kicker, bye everyone, bye-bye Georgia, hello end zone. Oh, baby, we've done it again. Now, pulling off an upset, we talked about the formula. You know, we need, you know, steal a possession or two, but if we can make something happen on special teams, that really helps as well. And, you know, getting the lead early in these games, being the underdog, that helps you control the pace, control the tempo. So all that is wonderful, as Oscar Delp with the catch here. Let's see if Carson Beck can complete a drive without throwing a pick, as they try to run the ball on third down, and once again, it's blown up. I mean, like I said, I should be able to run the ball, but I've been able to shoot the gap with my user a couple of times. It looks like Georgia's not going to allow us to return this punt for a touchdown. We're going to take over deep in our own territory and intercepted. It's nearly a pick six, and the general, I would say, I don't even think the general made a mistake right there. We tried to run mesh, like I talked about. We're trying to run mesh a lot here as we give up a touchdown, and our guys ran into each other. The guy wasn't really open anyways. I felt the pressure. I was like, let me just get it to my tight end, try to get it close to him. Running back was open in the flats. I should have seen him, but yeah, I just tried to get in my tight end, and after I threw the ball, they ran into each other, and it was like a freebie for the Georgia defender. So yeah, those are the kind of things that we are trying to avoid to pull off the upset. And now we don't really have that lead. It's back to a tie game. We're starting to tighten up a little bit under the helmet. Third down, Booty, scramble, running, first down. General Booty's got wheels. That was a play that we really needed to calm things down, is to see we're hitting those spin moves. It seems like those spin moves are pretty OP right now in the game as we roll, we throw, downfield for the Wile E. Coyote, cannot get it. I had the first down in the scramble, but honestly, I got a little bit cocky there. And wow, you can be cocky when the Booty is delivering dots. I mean, look. If it's gotten to the point where I'm feeling cocky against Georgia, I could sacrifice scrambling a first down and take a shot downfield and then throw on the run out of control with General Booty. I mean, maybe something's got to get tuned, you would have to think, for this to be more difficult, because it should be. It should be hard for somebody to beat the CPU. And even though, like we talked about, I'm calling plays for it specifically for these situations, it's still, I don't know, man. For me, I feel like, you know, hopefully something gets tuned here, because if I can do it, I feel like, you know, there's a decent amount of other people that can easily do this as well, right? A solid core. I'm not doing anything special. As we set up the screen pass here, break a tackle. More breaking tackles and stuff. Georgia can't even tackle our bum running back as we throw another swing pass out here, and almost in for the touchdown. We really need to get this touchdown before the end of the half, and we might not get it. I believe that's Smelmondon Jr. that makes the open field tackle. We got a third down upcoming, 17 seconds left. We're gonna run the QB blast! Booty got blasted in midair. We're going up tempo. I want to run the same exact play. I think we can score on it. It's Booty! Airborne for the touchdown! And we caught him in that hurry up. Just ran the same play. I felt like it was going to be a light box. Thankfully, it was. I tried to snap that as soon as I could before anybody else crowded the line of scrimmage on that Georgia defense. And we get the touchdown. And, you know, I am running the UL Monroe playbooks on offense and defense. Their playbook is pretty limited, so at some point, you know, this is the third game I'm playing. Remember, the first game I didn't even really show you guys. That was the All-American CPU. Now we're playing, you know, 2 Heisman games against Georgia. So at this point, you know, I've already ran through the playbook, so I'm just kind of finding a couple of things I like. I'm not trying to be too repetitive with the play calls, so we're trying to mix it up a little bit. But at the same time, I know it works, like this QB blast, so we're going to let it fly on third down. Booty, another chain mover. Once again, the general is leading the troops. You love to see it, and that was a nice throw to the table route. And it's just pinpoint accuracy right now. It just feels like the ratings don't really... The only rating that seems to matter for the quarterback right now is the throw power, because, like we talked about, we're not really taking any shots downfield. We're throwing RPOs and stuff like that with General Booty. The first game I played on the All-American, I tried to throw some, you know, tight window throws, seam passes, corners, whatever it may be, and they weren't really working. So I learned my lesson, and now we're applying those lessons to get victory once again against Georgia. It looks like late third quarter, and General Booty is in for his second rushing touchdown of the game. I must say, I don't know who this guy's parents are that set him up with the name General Booty, but yeah, we are legitimately calling a grown, or not a grown man, but a college kid General Booty, because I guess that's his government. I don't know. So Georgia's going to be running some up-tempo here. They're down by 14 in the fourth quarter. And once again, it seems like all the things you would expect on Heisman difficulty to happen to the user is happening to Georgia. They just dropped the pass. And that was the first time it felt like rain actually impacted the game. Where, I mean, you wouldn't know it was raining otherwise. Booty's been on target all game. And, you know, no one's really dropping passes. No one's really slipping on the turf, so I don't know if that's something that needs to be tuned as well, but it feels like, you know, it's not really raining in the game, so we'll see if that's something that needs to be fixed in the game or what. Obviously the game came out like a day ago, so they got room to grow. Another thing you will notice, as first of all, Georgia has been running a massive amount of no huddle. This entire drive has been up-tempo. All these players on both sides have to be absolutely gassed, but the Bulldogs run the same play back-to-back, and it clearly is not working here. And wow, that was maybe a touchdown, maybe an interception. It goes for Niter, and here we go. 4th down, need a play. Carson Beck to give the Bulldogs some hope. There's nothing really open. Pocket collapsing, buying time, and down he goes. Eventually, those Warhawks get home. 4th down, going for it, and trying to do that QB blast. So, yeah, that front for the Bulldogs, they will make some plays more often than not. The blast was easily our best running play because we got an extra blocker in the running back. As we, you know, we're kind of in danger of losing this game, but it doesn't even feel like we're really sweating it. I didn't chew clock in the second half of this game like I did in the first half because I wanted to see if Georgia had the chops to come back. At this point, I was testing them. I was taunting them openly as they run this same fade stick concept on the outside. That's clearly not going to work. As 2nd down and 10, Carson Beck. I mean, we're rushing 3, so he has all day to throw the ball. It's just, can he make a read? Now, the good news for Carson Beck is I don't think he's throwing a pick in this game. The bad news is, I mean, Georgia is really struggling. Their only score, I believe, came when we gave them a short field. And we had that interception. Booty's only interception is the pass is thrown away on 2nd down and 19. Down by 14. You need something special to get back into this game, and that was nearly the special play that ended the game in favor of our Warhawks. 4th down and 19, just calling 4 verts, let it fly. Carson Beck, he's looking, he's holding all year in the pocket, and his decision is to throw the ball away on 4th down in game. Alright, we're just going to throw it up to Wiley one more time and get out of here. So, yeah, man, I think the next goal we have to do with the UL Monroe Warhawks, I might have to take this team online. So my next live stream, which might be tonight, like I said, around that 8-9 p.m. time, I might have to take these Monroe Warhawks online and see if the general can lead the troops against an actual user, because the CPU is proving to be no challenge. General Booty, player of the game, and Heisman difficulty. What Heisman difficulty? Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today. Subscribe for more Madden and CFB action. I'm so used to saying Madden. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.